Welcome to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and yes, I am the Lone Ranger at CrossCountry Mortgage here to spend an hour with you today. I hope you enjoy this show. Hey, listen, whether you're looking to buy or sell a house or refinance a house, doesn't really matter. I can guarantee you that I will be discussing topics that are of interest to you or will pertain to your value of your home and the biggest asset that you have. So stay with me. Let's have a little bit of fun. We're going to cover a lot of ground, and maybe you know somebody that may be wanting to buy or sell a house, and I could only ask that I would be the person you would think of. So when you think of mortgage loans, when you think of real estate, when you think of real estate strategies, and how to negotiate and navigate a real estate transaction, think about me. So we're going to cover a lot of things today. So I want to cover things like, what is the right type of mortgage for you in your circumstances? And how to get the best interest rate. I mean, nobody's jumping up and down about interest rates right now. Okay. And I'm the only one that's honest with you about what interest rates are doing. Okay. When we tell you what they're doing and what direction they're going in, well, you don't get all the fake news here. So, you get the real deal. And I'm going to make sure that I always am completely upfront and honest with my listeners as to what's going on in the market, whether it's good or bad. And there's some good and ugly out there right now. But I want to talk about some opportunities too. Is it really the right time to buy right now? Or should you just hold off and wait for interest rates to drop? We're going to talk about that. How does your credit score impact your interest rate? Believe me, you guys, your credit score is the number one thing that keeps you from getting the best possible interest rate. It's not the lender. Listen, at the end of the day, most mortgage companies and banks have the same interest rates. They really do. Or else I would tell you that mine are the best. Now, I think that because we are a large company, number one retail lender in the country, and we have, huge amount of resources, and we're funding, $1 billion a month in loans, that we have a little bit more flexibility. We have good buying power, so we can pass on attractive rates. But at the end of the day, mortgage rates are based on mortgage-backed securities, and what the security yield is on that particular day. So it's not fancy, you guys. And when you decide you want to shop around to a bunch of different lenders, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. But most of them are going to be pretty much the same. And if somebody is considerably lower than somebody else, I would be very cautious of that. If somebody's considerably higher than the rest of them, I'd be cautious of that. But here's the deal. You call the Lone Ranger. I can promise you'll never be dissatisfied with the level of service, professionalism, advice, consultation, great rates, lowest possible fees. That's what we're here to do. 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. You can also reach me on my Tampa phone number at 813-213-4009, or go to WeBringYouHome.com. I want to talk to you about a couple of classes I have coming up. So first of all, May 21st, that's going to be on Tuesday. I'm doing a buyer and seller workshop, Dual Dynamics, a winning strategy for buyers and sellers. Now listen, folks, I don't generally put buyers and sellers in the same room. I've never done this before. I'm going to be honest with you. But I decided I wanted to do this because there is a disconnect between the seller and the buyer. And at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We want to come to a meeting of the minds and put a transaction together so the seller can sell and the buyer can buy. That's why we have real estate agents. And a good real estate agent is the buffer between the seller and the buyer. The seller always thinks their house is worth a little bit more than it is, and the buyer thinks it's worth less. So we got to come to the table and have a meeting of the minds on there. So that's what a good realtor does. If you want a great real estate agent, I will tell you, you allow me to find the right agent for you, and I'm going to tell you what that's going to do. First of all, I refer my clients to real estate agents all the time. All the time. I have for years. Why? Because I can assure that if you've got a good real estate agent, then the transaction is going to go smooth, and that I have somebody that's a good negotiator. I don't think most real estate agents are great negotiators. I really don't. Maybe you're listening to this show and you're a real estate agent and you believe you are, then you should be talking to me. But most are not. And most people, like my listeners out there, do not know how to choose a great real estate agent. You know somebody and they're very nice, or you have a neighbor or your boss's wife or your sister's sister, and that's how you're choosing them. And it'd be like choosing your sister's sister to manage your 401k in your portfolio. And she does it part-time. Don't do that. So I'll pick a great agent in the area that you want to buy or sell in, and they will give you 25% of their commission back. Now, listen, I'm hooking up dozens of people with great real estate agents across the state of Florida. And I have not had one person complain about the real estate agent that I provided for them. Not one. So it's a great program. You get 25% of their commission back in your pocket. I do not take 1 red cent from that referral. I do not get a commission. I do not get a referral fee. I do not get anything. What I get is the assurance that you're going to have a great real estate agent. And if you weren't happy with them, you might not be so happy with me. So I need to make sure I'm hooking you up with good people. So that's what I do. All these people have been vetted. And again, they don't pay me a red dime to do that. I do it for a convenience for you. So ask about the Lone Ranger Real Estate Rebate Program. There you go. How do you improve your credit scores? We're going to talk a little bit about that. Do I have to wait to put 20% down to buy a house, or are there other ways to do it? And then, hey, is PMI, is that good or bad? Because I hear a lot of people say they don't like PMI. So let's talk about PMI in this show. Is it the right time to refinance? So nobody's refinancing right now to get a better rate. Okay. You're not doing that. If you did, you probably have hard money loan and you're paying 14% on your rate right now. So those, you may be trying to refinance to get a better rate. Here's what people are refinancing for: debt consolidation and cash out for home improvements or other investments. That's what they're doing. And we're doing a lot of them. Matter of fact, about 30% of our business right now are cash out refinances. Now, I think a lot of you got in over your head when COVID hit and you had the Amazon guy living at your doorstep 3 times a day, and then your expenses got out of control. So I see that. Now, listen, debt is the enemy of wealth. As a matter of fact, I see people all the time. They go, yeah, I got 150 grand in the bank between my 401k and my savings. And then I look at it and you got $100,000 worth of consumer debt. Well, then you really only have 50 grand. So I like to help my customers learn how to become debt free so that when you retire, you don't have a mortgage, you don't have a car loan, you don't have any credit card debt, and you have excellent credit. Now, wouldn't that be the way to retire? Wouldn't that make you feel more comfortable going into retirement? Now, listen, if you're 40 years old right now, you only got 20 to 25 years left to pull this off. And think about this. In order for you to receive income from your savings, now let's just say you're going to have a little bit of Social Security benefits. That's going to pay for your Starbucks and maybe your groceries. That's about it. It's not going to pay for anything else. It's not going to cover it. The government did not take care of you like that. But if you were to, let's just say you had $500,000 in savings in your retirement for when you retire. Okay. That is going to produce you $25,000 per year, $25,000 per year. Okay. Now, I don't know about you, but that somebody who's making 25,000 is below the poverty. So do you have $500,000 in the bank? Now, Maybe you live off a household income of 120,000, right? You got $120,000. Well, you're going to need, even $4 million. You get $4 million. And all you got to do is do the math times 5%. That's going to be your return. That'll be your average return on your investment with a safe, sound investment. Now, some of you are saying, hey, dude, I made 15, 20% last year. You did. But when you retire, you're not going to be quite so aggressive. Okay. So $400,000, 5%, produce you $200,000 a year. Okay. So $2 million is going to produce you $100,000 a year in income. That's what it's going to produce you. So are you on track for at least $2 million in your retirement? Most of you aren't. And you're not even really concerned or thinking about it right now. That's a problem. It's a real problem. And we need to fix it. So the first thing is we got to own a house. Second thing is we have to reduce debt. 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com, or you can call or text 813-213-4009 for my Tampa friends, all the way down to Cape Coral, all the way up to Lakeland. Hey, I want to tell you about a new builder that I'm working with that I really like in Lakeland. It's Southern Homes. They build a wonderful home. So if you're in Lakeland or if you're a real estate agent, call me at 407-706-3313. Save my number in your cell phone, okay? And call me, and I'll connect you with my friends at Southern, because they're going to pay all your clients' closing costs. They have a handsome commission structure, and we are going to help you guys all with your financing. Then we've got Trinity Family Builders that have communities throughout Central Florida, from Groveland, Mineola, Claremont, St. Cloud, and they're going to have like 7 more communities coming up. They'll pay your closing costs by using the loan arranger. So you want to get your loan pre-approved before you go out shopping. Let's say you go out shopping and your realtor takes you to a Lennar home and you like Lennar. Lennar has their own mortgage company, and they're going to try to get you over to Lennar Mortgage. But did you know that CrossCountry is a backup lender for them? So, but they will not let you use me and get the closing costs paid unless you're already pre-approved by me and you're armed with my pre-approval letter. So realtors, don't you want to work with somebody like me that you're going to get amazing service? The level of service that you guys get from these big builders that have their own mortgage companies. You know what you get, and it's not great. I know it. It's not fun, because they get the guaranteed deal. Hey, listen, when you don't have to work for your business, you get sloppy. You don't use proper skills. You don't treat people with respect because it's a lay down, and you don't have to. That's horrible. Everybody should have to work hard for every bit of business they get. Me, I work very hard. I am a people pleaser. I want to make sure my customers are happy. The last thing I want is a customer that's not happy with me, and I'll do whatever I can to fix it. And it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, by God, I'm right in there fixing that problem. I don't skirt issues. I don't deflect concerns. I learn from my customers. I've built a great business by understanding what your needs are. I think I run the best mortgage company in the entire country. I really do. I really do. Now, when I say me, I really mean my wife. Okay. I'm the talking head. I drive the business. But my wife, Michelle, really is my ops manager, and she's absolutely brilliant and runs a wonderful business over here. And if it wasn't for her, I'd probably be in jail somewhere. That's probably where I would be. Listen, we got a lot to cover. I'm going to be back in 5 minutes. I want to cover condominiums, man. There's a lot of stuff going on. If you own a condo or you want to buy a condo, you won't want to miss this. Insurance cost, construction, home equity line of credit. Should I refinance? All these things we're going to talk about after the next break. So don't go anywhere. WeBringYouHome.com. Get your application made right now. WeBringYouHome.com. 407-706-3313 or 813-213-4009. I'll be right back.